Alright guys, in this video we're going to be building a hot side crossover with all these parts here. So I got a bunch of 2 1/4 OD tubing, several bends. I don't know what that is, 18 degree I think, or 18, 22, I don't know, 90s, 45s, you know, straight. I got some plates, 3-bolt flange plates, and a flex coupling. So what we need to do is hook up this manifold, run tubing underneath the trans, and connect it to the backside of this turbo log. So that's the goal for today's video. Alright, let's talk about some of the tools that we'll be using. Months ago, you saw that I purchased the Eastwood MiG 175, and it also comes with an aluminum spool gun, so that'll be interesting to try out. Anyway, I set this up, no issues, works great. Haven't had much use on it. Actually, my 11-year-old and 9-year-old have been coming out here and welding like crazy, burning up some metal. Anyway, my cousin gave me this tank. He owns a metal fab shop. I do have to return it because I will purchase my own, but basically I'm borrowing this thing, and it is huge. It is freaking heavy as hell, and I actually had to modify the cart a little bit for this thing to fit. But in any case, that's just for me to get up and running. I'll probably buy my own smaller tank. As far as hookup, I got an extension cord on here. Okay. So the easiest thing for me to do was to add a 50 amp outlet right there, and then just buy an extension cord. I mean, I'm going to be wheeling this guy all over the place. In fact, when I was doing the crossover tube, I was working over here, and then I was working under the car. So yeah, you got to have the welder mobile. Bought the cheap, inexpensive welding table from Harbor Freight, and it's already bowing a little bit because my son was just torching some metal here. It got really hot, and I think it just started to bow. Also got the Harbor Freight belt sander so I could square up the tubing, and I bought a nice angle grinder, a DeWalt, so I cut the tubes and with flap discs and all that stuff. So that's pretty much everything. All right, so I'm doing this with my cell phone. This thing's fully done. You can see I have minimal clearance here. That's what I wanted. So this thing's a little loose still. It's not fully tightened, but let me get under here. And then it comes up there. Came out nice. Well, guys, there it is. It's all tacked up. I do have some shitty looking tacks on here because I was under the car and, you know, stuff was falling on my face or whatever. All the gaps are pretty tight. Right here, I got a little bit of a gap here. But overall, this is my first ever exhaust project. And I think it turned out pretty good. I got all nice tight fits. No crazy cockeyed bends. And then, you know what, the thing that has really helped me is just doing these small pie cuts. So you get the pipes as close as possible here, and then you just slip in a section and you sand it until it fits perfect. And I must have crawled from under this car about 1,000,000 times, and I'll show you the pile of cuts here. So this video may have looked quick, but it definitely took me several hours to do this, and 1,000,000 times in and out of the car, under the car, or whatever. But hey, it's done. I'm not going to weld it up until much later. I'm going to use all these scraps, and I'm going to practice welding, get some good settings on the welder, and then go to town. But just right now, it's tacked up, it's done, and I'm definitely going to clean the inside of this. There's tons of shavings and stuff in it, and I don't want it going into the turbo. So anyway, we'll move on to the downpipe in the next video. And then here's all the scrap from the project. Lots of little cuts